Welcome to Comcast Cable Channel 5. Today it's high school baseball. It's the Diamond Classic as Seneca plays Gloucester Catholic. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Shute along with Shawn Leary here from Washington Township High School, Shawn, for the quarterfinals, I should say, of the Diamond Classic, the great tournament in South Jersey baseball, and a very unique tournament in South Jersey baseball, Shawn.
Yeah, this is a great tournament because you get the best teams in South Jersey. And, you get excited for this one because, groups, when you get to the groups, you're the best in your group in South Jersey. But this is unique because a Group 1 team can play with a Group 4 team. And we saw that last year when Pennsville was able to knock off Gloucester Catholic in the final. We did that at Campbell Field. And just to see a Group 1 team win it was special. But these teams now gearing up for this, they take a lot of pride in being the best team in South Jersey. And obviously, these are two of the better teams in Seneca and Gloucester Catholic.
And we'll start with visiting Seneca. They come in at 18-4. They had a game yesterday, a win over Woodrow Wilson, a team that they should have beaten and probably didn't have to put themselves strained out too much. Yeah. They'll be throwing Ryan Doolittle today.
Yeah, Ryan Doolittle's a terrific pitcher. And, he's really been having a great season at the plate as well. But on the mound is really where he's going to make his mark. He's a guy who has a lot of different stuff in his arsenal. He's good fastball, got a good hook. So he's a big-time player for this Seneca team.
And Gloucester Catholic, maybe they're always great. I mean, you can't deny the tradition. But this year maybe a little better than they expected?
Yeah, Vinny Damon has come in, and he's had a terrific season, really led this team. And he's a big power hitter. He should have a big game today.
We'll be back with all the action right after this on Comcast Cable Channel 5. High school baseball, it's the Diamond Classic as Seneca plays Gloucester Catholic. Welcome back to Comcast Cable Channel 5. Mike Shute along with Shawn Leary bringing you the action from Washington Township High School. Diamond Classic underway. Just to run through Seneca, starting off, Dan Gravitt flew out to right field, followed by a double from pitcher Ryan Doolittle, which brings us to the batter currently, number 24, center fielder Ryan Brecko, who takes for a strike there. An early start here at Washington Township High School. Game scheduled for 1:30. Action underway at 1:25 here in Washington Township. Almost a balk there from our starting pitcher, Mike Eliason. 6-0 on the season for the Gloucester Catholic Rams. Defensively behind him, number 33, Anthony Mergliano at first. Matt Umba, number 15, at second. Shortstop, number 1, Matt Blackburn. Third baseman, number 48, Andrew Anuski. That pitch misses low for a ball. In left field is Vinny Damon, number 34. In center field, number 3, Dan Mayo. And in right field, number 8, Jim Shule for Coach Dennis Barth. The Gloucester Catholic Rams, 21-3, 15-0 in the Royal Division, and have already clinched the championship in the Tri-County Conference Royal Division. This one lifted towards shallow right field. Ranging out is Umba, who makes the catch. That's 2 outs for Seneca here in the top half of the first. Seneca, the visitors today. Gloucester Catholic, the home team. It'll bring to the plate the shortstop for Seneca, Dan Williams. Williams wearing number 13.
That's a big out for Eliason early in this game because you have Doolittle, who roped one off that left field fence, and you have Brecko, who's a terrific power hitter. And they get him out in this first inning with Doolittle on second base. I think that's key for Eliason's confidence early in the game.
Williams swings and misses.
Beautiful day, though, out here.
Fantastic.
Sun's out. Don't think we're going to get any showers, any of those pop-up showers we've had pretty much all week long.
That's a breaking ball for called strike 2. Count 0-2 to Williams. 2 outs, top half of the first.
Yeah, that open, we had to wrap that up kind of quick because the game had started. We had to shuffle over to our seats real quick. And couldn't really get into the Gloucester Catholic open.
Williams fists one into center field. It's going to fall for a hit. Here comes Doolittle. He will score. The ball cut off. Now trickles away. Nonetheless, an RBI single for Dan Williams as he battled that at bat, Shawn.
Yeah, terrific job by Williams just to fight that off. And that's a terrific job by him just to get the single, to get the run in the first inning, give Doolittle a lead as he's going to go out to work, and that really settles down a pitcher when he's got the lead, especially in that first inning. So that's key for him to come around and score on Williams' base hit. You're right, that's a tough at-bat, battling back and then being able to fist it into right field.
It'll bring to the plate the catcher for the Seneca Golden Eagles. It's Mark Riches, wearing number 5.
Rich is doing the catch, and he's usually a right fielder when Doolittle's not on the mound. Doolittle will come behind the plate, send Riches out to right field.
First pitch over for a called strike. 0-1 the count. This one is lifted towards right center field. Going back on it, though, and making the catch is Jim Shute out there, number 8 for the Rams. Squeezes it. That'll do it, but Seneca plates a run with 2 hits in the top half of the first. Gloucester Catholic will come to the plate, and Shawn, since we didn't get a chance to maybe give all the details during the open, let's fill in some of the blanks here.
We were getting the wrap-up sign. I had to hurry up through that Vinnie Damon thing. I'm not even sure what I said in that open. But Gloucester Catholic, yeah, they came into this year, and it was, they graduated a lot of people. No one knew what to think of the team. Everyone thought, maybe this is a year or maybe somebody could contend in the Royal Division. You knew Gloucester Catholic was going to be a good team, but you just didn't expect them to probably put up the numbers they have right now, 21-3. A very good season. Went out to Las Vegas and did well out there. And this is a good fundamental baseball team. There's not many stars, but you look at a guy with Vinnie Damon, who's had 7 home runs this season, as our Gloucester County Times baseball reporter Scott Chapelier said, he is the man. I mean, he has really been a power hitter for Gloucester Catholic, one of the leaders in South Jersey in home runs. Big, strong guy. But this team isn't filled with the stars that it's had maybe in a few years past. It's just playing good fundamental baseball all the way around. And they've done a terrific job of just doing all the little things right, getting the men on base and then plating them. And the pitching's been good, defense has been sound. And when you have that combination, you're going to win some games.
And Shawn, talking a little bit about Gloucester Catholic, I mean, you say expectations were a little lower. They were still the 4th, rather than being maybe the number 1 ranked team coming into the year, they were the 4th ranked team coming into the year in South Jersey, at least according to the one preseason poll in the Courier Post. So, when you're talking about, the expectations were down, that's tempered, of course, and kind of proportionate because you're talking about Gloucester Catholic. This is a team that's always
right. Well, you're
going
to, just because you're Gloucester Catholic, you're going to probably get a decent ranking coming into the season. But I don't even know if Dennis Barth really knew what he was going to have. He knew he was going to have some decent players, but I think he's had a little bit of surprises in the lineup that have done pretty well, especially the back end of that lineup, maybe that didn't have a lot of experience coming into this year. He graduated a lot of guys. Blackburn was a guy, Damon was a guy, Eliason was a guy who was coming back. But then you have these guys who have come in and just did an outstanding job. Nick Corrado is a guy, a catcher. We're going to be seeing him batting 7th. 5 home runs this year. Has been a little bit of a power guy, and it's filled in nicely at that catcher position.
Center fielder Dan Mayo at the plate behind the count 0-2. Now 1-2 as he takes the ball from Ryan Doolittle. Doolittle comes in with a record of 3-1 this season for the Seneca Golden Eagles. Seneca 18-4 overall this year, 4-2. Second place in the Olympic National. We'll run down their defense as soon as we get a chance. Next pitch from Doolittle, fastball, fouled straight back again.
Mayo can't get around on the fastball yet. That's why you'll see probably Doolittle continue to throw that pitch until he can get around on it. At least that's what you expect him to do.
Doolittle throwing to catcher number 5, Mark Riches. This time a breaking ball. Oh, great pickup over there at short by Dan Williams. Fires across in time. He got Mayo. What a great play over there at short by Williams. Nicely done to get the first out.
Hey, with Mayo with good speed. We didn't think really Williams had a shot there deep in the hole. But he's able to backhand and scoop and a good throw. Good stretch also at first base was Gravitt, the leadoff man for Seneca.
We'll take a look at that defense. As we mentioned, Dan Gravitt, number 14 at first. At second, number 3, Kevin Carty. Dan Williams is your shortstop, wearing number 13. At third base, Vern Powell, wearing number 1. As Matt Blackburn, the Gloucester Catholic shortstop, takes that first pitch. In left field, it's Sam Pepper, wearing 15 for Seneca. Number 24, Ryan Brecco. And number 4, Ryan Milligan, is in right field. Blackburn takes another one, and I believe the count's 2-0.
Blackburn, a real good, solid baseball player. Over the last couple of years for the Rams, a leader on the team.
Breaking ball, this one's hitting the hole. Williams can't get that one, and it's through to left field for a base hit. So Gloucester Catholic has a runner aboard. Both teams kind of mirroring each other so far in the first inning as Seneca led off. Their leadoff hitter made an out. Second player got aboard. Gloucester Catholic doing the same here in the bottom of the first. And I'm sure Gloucester Catholic Rams fans hoping they can also plate a run, much like Seneca did in the first, which is where the score stands. Seneca 1, Gloucester Catholic nothing here. Bottom half, first inning.
Well, you want to get that right back after you trail 1-0 after the first inning. You come back in the bottom of the inning. You want to try and get that run immediately back. And with this lineup now with the 3, 4, 5 guys, Gloucester Catholic, they like to get those runners on early, especially the guys like Blackburn and Mayo have decent speed that can wreak a little havoc, get things going. Then you got the big sticks behind him.
Doolittle thinking about that speed as he made a quick move over to first. It's Vinny Damon at the plate, number 34, the left fielder for Gloucester Catholic. 7 home runs this year, as Shawn mentioned earlier on. And Blackburn getting quite a moving lead over there at first base, Shawn.
Yeah, and he's, I like him just to stay there at first. And, I don't know about stealing the base because you got that hole wide open there at first. Give Damon a shot to poke it through there.
Another close play over at first. Gravett even thought maybe they had him. Keeping Blackburn close. He does have
but you want to
really
get a nice
lead.
Yeah, you want to get a nice lead. They steal here if he goes. He was leaning back too.
That pitch
so now
misses high.
Doolittle has him thinking there at first.
Which probably is why the count's now 2-0.
Damon's going to look for a fastball here that he can drive. He had one.
Got one right down the middle. Perhaps taking all the way, though, trying to make Doolittle work here early. Count now 2-1. Oh, he slipped. He almost got him. Base runner Blackburn slipped, kind of spun his wheel, Shawn. I thought he was going to get him there, but he was able to dive back.
Ken, you keep saying it. Shute, he's really got.
Get another look at it.
Yeah, you get another look at it here. We're having some problems out here. We really can't see what the viewers are saying. But we're getting from the truck that he was in. It was a good call.
That one's over for a called strike, so the count now evens at 2-2. Scoreboard not operational here at Washington Township High School today.
Some bugs in the system. Our TV's not working. The scoreboard's got some problems.
Game started
earlier. I'm almost done my water.
You know what it is. It's me. Pitch misses high for a ball, so Damon draws the walk. So the count must have been 3-1 there, not 2-2 as I suspected. That's why I was curious about the scoreboard. As Blackburn was on the move, so he moves up to second base. Runners at first and second now for Gloucester Catholic. Doolittle takes a look around. Now to the plate to Anthony Mergliano. The big number 33, the first baseman for the Rams. Fastball lifted up, foul down the first baseline. Looks like Gravett's going to have some room, and he makes the catch for the second out. So Seneca gets a break there, Shawn, as Mergliano swinging at the first pitch after Doolittle walks the batter, and a harmless pop foul.
Mergliano's probably thinking he's going to get a sweet first ball fastball that Doolittle's probably going to want to try to jump out ahead of him.
Exactly.
He isn't able to get that and get around on it. And now Doolittle can find himself out of trouble here.
Andrew Anuski, the batter, wearing number 48, playing third base today for Gloucester Catholic, takes a fastball over for a called strike one. Breaking ball hit sharply to second. Fielded by Kevin Carty, who fires over to Dan Gravett at first. That'll do it for the Rams. They strand 2 runners and will head to the second inning with Seneca leading it 1-0. Back with more on Comcast Cable Channel 5 after this. Back here at Washington Township High School, Diamond Classic quarterfinals. You've got the Seneca Golden Eagles, the Gloucester Catholic Rams. I'm Mike Shute along with Shawn Leary. At the plate for Seneca, leading off here the top half of the second, it's Ryan Milligan, the right fielder. Milligan takes high for a ball, count evens at 1-1. Mike Eliason on the hill for Gloucester Catholic, looks in. Has one line to the gap in left center. It's going to get all the way back to the fence. Milligan headed to second and will hold up there with a stand-up double. So for the second inning in a row, Seneca gets a runner aboard with a double.
Now batting, number 1, Vern Powell.
That was a good shot by the right fielder, Ryan Milligan. And this is a team that, through their lineup, similar to what we saw earlier in the season with Eastern, has a lot of pop all the way down through it. And that with Milligan is able to get on. Let's see if now Vern Powell, the third baseman, may try to move him along.
And he popped it up. Tried to bunt and actually didn't really square around early like he was sacrificing. Shawn kind of turned late, almost as if he was trying to bunt for a hit. But he popped it up foul.
Yeah, right. Why not? I mean, if you're a good bunter and you can get it down, try to bunt for a base hit still. You have Anuski still playing kind of deep over there. At third, I guess Eliason's going to charge off the mound.
Fastball's up high. Count evens at 1-1. We talked a little bit about Gloucester Catholic, Shawn, but Seneca came into the year, at least in one preseason poll, as the number 1 team in South Jersey. So this is two teams that have had high expectations, and the bunt is popped up back to the pitcher. So the sacrifice not good as Powell pops it out back to Eliason for out number 1.
Well, Eliason does a good job pitching there. He's going to get the ball high, try and get Powell to pop up. And you saw that in the second pitch and then again in the third pitch. Get that ball up high, try to get him to pop it up, and executed perfectly by Eliason. He's a real good pitcher on the mound, just a sophomore for the Rams. We saw him earlier this year on Channel 5 against Washington Township. Gloucester Catholic, a huge win on this field. Seneca also 10-run Washington Township. Two of the worst losses for the Minutemen this year have come to these two teams.
And that's something that happens too frequently on this field, for sure. Sam Pepper, the batter, playing left field today for Seneca. Called time there. That pitch did not count.
Pep's got a little pop, man. Last couple of games, couple of home runs.
Smashes one here to right field for a base hit. That's going to get through. We'll see if they send Milligan. They're going to put the stop sign up as the ball got in quickly. Good job out there by right fielder Jim Shule to get it in quickly. He was right on it. But Seneca now with runners at first and third and just 1 out.
Rips it through. Pepper's really seeing the ball well, and he's getting some really good swings. He's great from that 8-hole hitter. You get a guy up there that could pop one out or get you a couple of runs down at the bottom of the order. That's where you're going to win a lot of games. You see that with Eastern. You see that with a lot of good teams. West Effort has some good hitters up through the lineup. This team, Gloucester Catholic. Look at what Corrado's been able to do from that 7-hole spot.
First pitch to Kevin Carty over for a called strike. The second baseman for Seneca. So Eliason trying to work out of some trouble here. As we mentioned, comes in with a 6-0 record. So it's probably not too frequently, Shawn, that he's had to kind of work out of these types of situations.
He's had a real good year, developing into an ace on this Rams staff, along with Blackburn, who's a good pitcher.
Chop back to the mound. Eliason got exactly what he needed there. And a bang-bang play at first. Double play turned nicely by Gloucester Catholic. And they paid the price a little bit there as well on the turn, as Blackburn got just completely taken out by Sam Pepper. And nothing dirty about it, just a bang-bang play there. Kind of good hard baseball on the count of both players. And you hear the fans clapping for both as they get up okay, it looks like. Blackburn coming up with a little bit of a limp with his left leg, but made the throw. And that was an impressive, a little bit of athleticism from Blackburn there, Shawn.
Blackburn, you got to check it, see, make sure he's not a little woozy. He thought he was going back to play short. He didn't realize the rest of his teammates were in. Heck of a play, the terrific turn by him. He does pay the price on the play.
Teammates give him a great hand, though, as he's coming back to the dugout. And that was a 1-6-3 double play to end the threat there. Seneca gets their first runner aboard with a double, then has runners at first and third, but a timely double play ball there keeps the Seneca lead at just 1-0 as Gloucester Catholic will come to the plate here in the bottom half of the second. And Shawn, as we look at this Diamond Classic tournament, Gloucester Catholic, a rich history. They've won it the most times of any team with 6. I believe they come away with 6 Diamond Classic titles.
Yeah, they've been a fixture in this tournament. Every year you see the Rams going pretty deep in this thing. Again, we had them last year against Pennsville. Terrific game. Pennsville was able to pull that one out. Not a game probably Gloucester Catholic fans want to remember. Nonetheless, a team with a rich history, year in and year out. Either find themselves deep in the Diamond, deep in the postseason.
Both of these teams, of course, will be participating in the state tournament as well. Maybe we'll take a look at the brackets a little later on.
We might have a guest coming in the 4th inning. See, he knows a little bit about the brackets and playoffs. He better.
Mike Eliason at the plate, fouled the first pitch off down the first base line. Second pitch, fastball over for a called strike 2. Pitcher versus pitcher here.
Speaking of Scott Shapler, he's the Gloucester County Times baseball reporter. Really has his finger on South Jersey baseball. Does a pretty good job with it.
Doolittle waste one up high. Eliason does not chase. Count goes to 1-2.
On the same field, on the same field earlier today after the spot. I'll get to that.
Eliason chops it to short. Williams makes the play. Dan Williams looking sharp at shortstop today for the Golden Eagles, and that's one down.
Nick Corrado.
Seeing some impressive play from both shortstops so far, Shawn. With Blackburn turning that double play and a couple of nice plays by Williams.
Right, a couple nice plays by Williams, you're right. And that's, you look at these teams and you're going to find good defense. When you have teams that are doing pretty well and have, 20 wins, close to 20 for Seneca as well, you have to play good defense. You're going to see some real good defensive players.
Fastball over for a called strike from Doolittle to Nick Corrado. Corrado wearing number 27, the catcher, has 5 home runs this season for the Rams. Ranked second on the squad. That one foul tipped. And the count now 2 strikes to Corrado.
I was getting ready to say that on the same field earlier today in the quarterfinal matchup, Buena beat Vineland. I think Buena will now play the winner of this Gloucester Catholic Seneca game. Am I correct?
I
In
believe
the
you are,
semis
sir.
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, and they're playing at this site here. And the games that being held at Deptford, those 2 winners will play as well, with the championship game tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. at Campbell's Field in Camden.
West
the River
Deptford, West Deptford, as far as we know at this particular point, which while this game is being shown and televised on Comcast, we'll have already known who the winner is. But
of a couple of these games, though. Line drive lifted just out of the reach of Kevin Carty. Nick Corrado aboard with a hard-working base hit there.
I mean, we'll know who the champion is.
Exactly.
The game's being played Sunday. This game is being Saturday.
The 20th of May.
Right,
Championship game Sunday, the 21st.
We're going to find out a little bit later how West Deptford fared. I'm sure we'll get our crack reporter.
We don't have a satellite in that truck.
Scott Chapelier on the case.
No satellite in the truck beaming that one down?
No, we don't have that, unfortunately.
It's not on MLB.TV.
We don't even have a working TV, man.
First pitch, a fastball at the knees to DJ Robinson. I'm sorry. OJ, I apologize. DJ Robinson, he's the DH today, wearing number 47, batting in the place of number 15, Matt Umba, who's playing second base defensively. Good pickoff move,
Yeah,
almost got him
great
again.
pickoff move.
Doolittle very quick. Quick feet there on the mound, helping him make that move over there at first. Gloucester Catholic runners keeping on their toes.
If I'm not mistaken, out of the 8 batters, 7 of them have fallen behind with Doolittle throwing first pitch strike. 7 out of the 8 batters. That's pretty impressive when you're able to get that over early on and work ahead of the count. You're going to have a good day. I mean, you're pitching in the strike zone, and that's maybe why we saw Mergliano early on swing at that first pitch. Gloucester Catholic's a team that's pretty patient at the plate, but if you know a guy's grooving them with that first pitch and getting ahead, you may want to go after.
This one fouled off. Back behind the plate. Count evens at 2-2 to Robinson. Robinson taking a long look down at the signs down there at third base from Dennis Barth, which is the first time I've kind of seen a long look down there. It makes me think perhaps you might see Corrado on the move here on this 2-2 pitch. Quick move, again, back safely though. I guess Doolittle thinking the same thing perhaps. Gloucester Catholic comes into today ranked number 1 in South Jersey in the Courier Post Top 20. Seneca ranked 4th. Little ball fisted up the middle. It's Williams again to his knees, flips to second for 1, throw to first, not in time as a hustling Robinson gets down there. That ball was hit a little bit softly too, but Seneca retires Corrado at second base on the fielder's choice. We'll have 2 down. It'll bring to the plate the number 9 hitter for Gloucester Catholic, Jim Schull.
Yeah, you alluded to it earlier. The shortstops are playing pretty well. Williams made 3 nice plays so far. Nothing hard about that, but he gets it out of his glove quick enough to try and attempt the double play. We got it. He's picked. Oh, good throw. Would have had him.
Quick snap throw from Mark Riches down to Gravitt at first. A little bit to the inside of the bag there, kind of made it a tough play.
Yeah, Robinson looked like he slipped, and Riches firing it down there. Comes up a little bit short. A good throw would have had him picked.
That pitch misses high for a ball. Count 1-1 to Schull, the right fielder. And you talk about Williams, that play at second base just a moment ago. That ball actually seemed to be to the right field side of the bag too, Shawn. So he had to go a long way to get it, but it wasn't hit very hard, so had the time to get there. Schull swings a little bit late on that one, and it trickles foul down the right field line. Count 1-2 now. And there's
nice play by Williams. Throws a little toss. Close play, but not able to get him. But still a nice turn.
1-2 pitch from Doolittle. Fastball, swing and a miss, and that'll do it as Schull's retired. Rich is fired down to first anyway. Not necessary. That'll do it for Gloucester Catholic in the first strikeout of the game for Ryan Doolittle. It's Seneca 1, Gloucester Catholic nothing. Back with more after this on Comcast Cable Channel 5. Back here at Washington Township High School, Mike Shute, Shawn, Leary with you for the Diamond Classic quarterfinals. Seneca, the visitor, Gloucester Catholic, the home team here. Top of the third, leading off for Seneca is Gravitt, and he smashes one to the gap in left center field. He'll be aboard with a double, at least. Comes speeding around second, headed to third, and he will get there standing up. A stand-up triple for Dan Gravitt, showing a lot of burst of speed as he came around second, headed into third base. Good way for the Seneca Golden Eagles to start off this third inning, Shawn.
Yeah, and Gravitt, first baseman, but not your typical leadoff guy. You usually don't see a first baseman leading off for a team, but he does a lot of good things at the plate. He's able to be pretty patient. He's able to go the opposite way with some balls, and that time, it's a ball out over the plate where he can stretch his arms and go to the opposite field. Lines that one in there. Now, Seneca with a chance to plate another runner, and when you give Doolittle a nice little cushion, he becomes that much better.
Doolittle 1 for 1 today with a double already. and has scored the lone run of the ball game for Seneca. Count 2-0.
He's been on fire lately. This guy has really got a hot bat. We talk about his arm and what he's done on the mound, but at the plate, he's been one of the hottest hitters in South Jersey.
Foul right back towards us against the fence. Count runs to 2-1. You know, 6 of the 16 teams that qualified for the Diamond Classic this year were from the Cape Atlantic League. And of course, you had Buna and Vineland playing each other earlier on. Kind of an interesting note about this Diamond Classic. As Doolittle takes a ball there.
They loaded up on the at-large bids. Some pretty good teams down there. I know there was a couple teams disappointed they didn't get a chance to make it.
Doolittle takes another one high for a ball, and he's aboard with a walk. So runners at first and third again for Seneca. Of course, they had runners at first and second last inning before the nicely turned double play that went Eliason to Blackburn over to Mergliano. And you see Corrado stepping out in front of the plate, giving signals on this first and third situation to his defense. Ryan Doolittle, who just walked, he is going to be headed to UNC Wilmington to play baseball. The fake play, the fake play from Gloucester Catholic is Eliason faked the pickoff throw. Faked the pickoff throw. The first baseman runs and chases it like the ball's thrown past him, and it's a way to try and fool the runner at third base. University of Miami made that famous as it worked for them in the College World Series a number of years ago, probably close to 20 years ago now. And since then, everyone's pretty much aware of it. It doesn't work too often, but once in a while. Ryan Brecco takes a pitch low for a ball. Brecco popped out to second, his first time up, back in the first inning. Top half of the third, Seneca leading it 1-0. Looking for more, though. Runners at first and third, nobody out. No pitch there as Brecco called time. Eliason taking his time there from the stretch, looking in.
Interesting thing that you said earlier about Doolittle going to UNC Wilmington. The guy at the plate, Brecco, is going to George Mason. They'll be playing against each other in that conference.
Brecco fouled that one up and away. Yeah, it's the Colonial Athletic Association those two guys will be playing in.
Decent basketball conference. We've seen a couple of good teams come out of that conference in hoops over the last couple of years, and it's a terrific baseball conference, known more for its baseball.
That one's over for a called strike. Brecco behind in the count now 1-2.
Had George Mason last year, their little run in the NCAA tournament brackets.
Yeah, just a little run.
Sure, Brecco was pretty happy with that.
I would imagine so.
To see your school do pretty well, make a little name for itself.
That one misses for a ball. And talk about basketball, if you're talking about college basketball, you must talk about Seneca's head coach, Dave Lafferty, who is an assistant for the basketball program at Rowan.
Yeah.
That pitch misses high for a ball. The count now full to Brecco. We'll see what Coach Lafferty wants to do here, if they'll send Doolittle. A lot of signals being flashed down there by Lafferty. See what they decide to do here. 3-2, nobody out. Eliason, the runner is moving. Eliason with a kick save, and it goes to the spot that the second baseman would have been at. The ball goes into center field. Gravett scores. Hustling into second is Brecco. He's aboard safely. Doolittle moves to third base, and Seneca takes a 2-0 lead.
What's impressed with that is Brecco's speed and his hustle going down to second base. Gloucester Catholic caught a little nap in there. Didn't get to the ball quick enough in center field and really just kind of lollygagged the ball in there. I don't know if lollygagg's the right word, but a little soft toss.
Plus where the ball wound up, nobody expected it to be there. Everyone was moving in a different direction. And I guess, do you have to score a double for Brecco in that situation? The ball there was no error. I would have to give it to him as he hustled his way all the way to second base. So an RBI and a double for Brecco. And it's a 2-0 lead for Seneca. Dan Williams takes the first pitch over for a called strike. Pickoff play at second. They almost had him hung up. Throws a little bit behind the bag as Umba was covering. And that ball went off the foot of Eliason. Umba, of course, was going up the middle where the ball was headed.
Right.
And the ball went to the spot that he vacated. Otherwise, they may have been able to turn 2 on that play. Fastball over for a called strike.
You know, it's not that I thought the center fielder was lazy on the play. Just I think he didn't expect him to be charging in at second. The soft toss into second base.
And he was probably initially charging in a little bit towards to the left field side of the bag, and that ball wound up almost towards right field, really. Fastball misses wide.
You got to give credit there to just to Brecco. There's hustling to second base and just catching Gloucester Catholic a little off guard there with the hustle. And also the tough luck. I tell you, Eliason's got to think, man, I don't like this mound. I've been hitting the head here against Washington Township, back at the foot.
Ball lifted to shallow left field. We'll see if they decide to send the runner Doolittle. They do not, as Doolittle stays anchored to the bag at third. That ball was hit kind of shallow. Good judgment there as nobody out, Shawn. No sense getting a double play in that situation.
That's right. You lift it up. You still got a chance here to plate the runner. You have a good hitter, and Rich is coming up the plate, so Barth's going to go out and talk about it with his pitcher.
And there are speed-up rules in effect in the Diamond Classic. There always have been. So this visit to the mound, I'm sure, is timed. You only get so much time to be out there. There have been other things you may have noticed that we've gone along here. We haven't been taking breaks in between innings, at least between the top and bottom of the inning, because they only have like 5 warm-up tosses, I think, between innings to keep the game moving again. A lot of things that they do, especially for this tournament, that you don't see during the regular season, that maybe a lot of people say, hey, why don't we implement some of these things?
Yeah, I love it because it speed up the game a little bit.
Absolutely.
And it becomes a better game to watch. I strongly believe that. I like the sport, and I'm not one of those guys, a lot of people say, baseball's too long. Well, then don't go and watch it. If you really don't like it, you don't want to sit there. Then
but if you're watching, if you're watching right now, though, stay with us here on Comcast Channel 5.
Well, if people like baseball, they're going to sit and watch it. But I do like the fact that you try to speed it up a little bit because it can get sometimes a little out of hand, especially when that Steve Traxel's on the mound from the Mets.
Over for a called strike 2 to Mark Riches. Riches popped out to second base his first time up.
A lot of pitchers, though, I think, and this is a lot of people pointed this out from analysts across the country and every level, either the pro or high school, or I'm sure anybody who's calling a game, notices that when, and even players will say this, when a guy who gets the ball and fires it back in right away, even the defense seemed to be on its toes a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely. Players will tell you that all the time.
Yeah, and I think now more pitchers you'll see more of them doing that as soon as they get the ball, they're firing it back in. And it just becomes a better product on the field to watch as well.
Rich is hanging in there, fouling a couple of balls off down the right field side, battling Eliason. Seneca runners at second and third. They've already plated 1 this inning. Lead it 2-0 here, top half of the third inning. Oh, and Rich is hit in the back, and Eliason certainly didn't want to do that. He was way ahead in the count. Riches was battling and works his way towards first base. Another one of those speed-up rules in effect here, Shawn, as Seneca sends a courtesy runner to first base for their catcher, Riches, who will be able to get suited up for defense. Another thing that keeps the game moving along. Loads the bases now for right fielder Ryan Milligan. Milligan led off the second with a double. And, of course, was stranded on that fantastic double play turned by Gloucester Catholic. First pitch swinging, fouls it up and out of play. Over towards the Washington Township High School football field where there's a track meet going on today, too.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of youth running over there. There's some kids over there trying to.
Hope they're running with helmets over there. It's close by.
Yeah.
A lot of foul balls back that way today.
I'm not sure. I think they might be finished.
Oh, that's
right now. We're just cleaning up. But earlier on when Bune and Vineland was playing, I seen him running around there, and there's some balls fouled off. Yeah,
And they just made an announcement.
Yeah.
Just made an announcement from the track to be aware of fly balls. Eliason loses that one wild high as Milligan ducks out of the way. Count runs to 2-1 now.
Might be doing some field events over there. I don't hear any more guns going off for the runners.
2-1 pitch, fastball, jammed him, popped up, foul down the first base line. Catcher can't see it. First baseman comes over, it hits the top of the dugout.
Just the edge of it, yeah.
So Mergliano couldn't get it. It just hit off the front top of the roof there and deflected back towards the field. The catcher, Corrado, didn't see it initially, and he was looking, when he pulled his mask off, looked straight up right into the sun. Couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's impossible, and because we look up, it's impossible to see something, at least for us.
So Milligan remains alive with the bases loaded here. 2-2 the count.
Mergliano was almost the impression of Aaron Rowan going hard after that ball into the dugout.
Yeah, because that roof is not that high. If you jump up and try and catch a ball, you might catch something else on the dugout there. Another one, a slap foul down the first base line.
I'm not sure who would get the worst end of that, though, the dugout or Mergliano. Mergliano is a big guy. He might be able to take that dugout out.
The good thing is the step over there into the dugout is a little bit deeper. It doesn't just drop down right there. Otherwise, a little bit dangerous as well. Fastball swinging and missing is Milligan. Big strikeout there.
Huge.
For Eliason, his first of the game. And it leaves the bases loaded with 2 outs now for third baseman Vern Powell.
If he could go to the dugout with only giving up the 1 run.
Huge lift.
Oh, yeah, huge momentum swing because second and third with nobody out.
Powell popped out on a bunt attempt, sacrifice bunt attempt his first time up. Wild pitch high. Here comes Doolittle. He slides in safely, and actually that's a courtesy runner for Doolittle. Courtesy runner for Doolittle as well there. So it wasn't Doolittle. It was number 11 for Seneca. Don't know if I have that handy. We do not have that roster handy, but we will check that for you.
Oh, I might have it here.
Nonetheless, run scores on the wild pitch, and it is a 3-0 lead for Seneca.
That was Matt Giberson.
Matt Giberson scoring the run, running for Doolittle, Ryan Doolittle. Another speed up rule there as they have a courtesy runner for both the pitcher and catcher as well. First, called strike to Vern Powell. Now runners at second and third. It's the courtesy runner for Riches is at second base. That's number 17. Ball chopped to first, and it's trouble with it over there at first is Mergliano, and that'll bring another run in as Brecco scores from third. So Eliason got what he needed, Shawn, a ground ball there to an infielder.
Now batting for Seneca.
But the error allows the run to score.
Yeah, talking about that momentum, well, that's gone.
Yeah.
Because you get the wild pitch, then an error, and those are things, like, again, we're talking about it, good defense and making mistakes, especially in a game like this. Usually you find the team who's made that many mistakes are going to be the losers on the losing side. I mean, you just can't make a mistake in a game of this magnitude with these good teams.
Sam Pepper swing and a miss. He's 1 for 1 today with a single in the second.
But Gloucester Catholic's a team that can score in bunches.
Sure.
So they're a team that can put up a crooked number in a hurry.
That one misses for a ball, 1-1 the count. Yeah, I was looking at some of Gloucester Catholic's results from this season, and you saw a lot of double-digit scores. That one over for a called strike. And the count 1-2 to Pepper as Vern Powell takes off for second and gets there without a throw. So now runners at second and third, giving the opportunity for a base hit to score maybe 2 here for Seneca. Pepper behind the count, 1-2, now evens at 2-2 there as he takes a breaking ball wide. 4-0, Seneca leads it. Top half of the third inning. Grounded sharply past a diving Mergliano. It's going to score one. Here comes two. He'll score as well. Seneca with a 5-run inning here in the third has now taken a 6-0 lead against Gloucester Catholic.
Like I said, Peppers really got a hot bat. That was a nice stroke again. We've seen pretty much in the same type of stroke from him on his first hit in the second inning. Able to play two, and that stolen base by Powell, who moves up to second, comes back to haunt Gloucester Catholic.
And that's always the chance you take as a defense, letting the runner go there. And this one hit sharply to left center field by Kevin Carty. He's aboard with a single, so the hit parade continues for Seneca, who has batted around here in the third.
Remember what I said earlier about being able to hit at the bottom of the order? Really comes into play really in the postseason when you see some of these teams who have a stacked lineup throughout.
And you look at Seneca today, their 8 and 9 hitters are combined 3 for 4. It brings Gravitt to the plate. He tripled to start this whole thing here in the third. Tripled and scored. 1 for 2 on the day. Hits one sharply down the first baseline, but foul on the first pitch. And Gloucester Catholic does have bullpen action over to our right behind the dugout, which you cannot see, of course, who it is over there, but being down 6-0, you got to believe somebody's getting up over there and getting up in a hurry. That pitch misses. Count now 1-1 to Gravitt. A couple of the other pitchers for Gloucester Catholic that we might see today are Matt Blackburn, and I'm guessing it's probably Al Casanova warming up back there since Blackburn's playing second. Ball lifted up and out of play down the third baseline. Count now 1-2.
The Seneca team, they got 4 losses so far this year. One against Cranford. I think that was a 4th game of the year. They were just coming back from their senior trip. They had lost to Cranford, a team from North Jersey.
Seneca up 6-0 here at Washington Township High School. Mike Shute, Shawn Leary with you in the Diamond Classic quarterfinals. Seneca the visitor, Gloucester Catholic the home team. We are in the top half of the third.
The other losses Seneca had was 2 to Bishop Eustace, led by that Billy Rao. Be taking a look at him over the next couple of weeks. A Washington Township guy, Billy Rao, a Washington Township resident, a county resident, who probably has a good shot of being drafted in the first round.
Yeah, a lot of talk about him.
And the pitcher over at Lenape, who the Dodgers are looking at pretty hard, Black of Lenape, owns another one of Seneca's losses.
Ball chopped towards first, and it is a foul ball. So Gravitt will come back and get another swing.
And you see how everything falls apart in a hurry. You get a wild pitch, an error. You find yourself in a 6-0 hole. You're going to need a big inning from Gloucester Catholic for them to be able to get, at least to give it a shot to get back into this game.
And I apologize. It's Dan Gravitt, not Gravitt. I apologize. G-R-O-V-A-T-T. Gravitt calls time.
Wind blowing to our backs. That means it's blowing straight away to center field.
Ball hit towards second. Picked up, thrown over to first, and oh, he dropped it. The first baseman dropped it. So the bases will be loaded. This Gloucester Catholic just imploding here.
Now batting number 7.
Tough inning for Mergliano. A couple of errors there at first base, and no one feels worse than him right now. He's really upset with himself.
So the bases loaded again for Seneca. And it brings to the plate Ryan Doolittle, the pitcher. See if he can help himself out here. He's already scored a couple of runs today and has reached base on a double.
He's got a shot to put this one away.
Over for a called strike, a breaking ball down low. 0-1 the count.
You can see Lyson's frustrated out there as well, really upset. Only with himself. The defense has let him down a couple of times. Gloucester Catholic doesn't seem to be playing with an edge, even coming out in the beginning. You haven't seen this Gloucester Catholic team maybe a little, as noisy.
Yeah.
Fans seem to be pretty quiet, and just from the outset, it hasn't seen that fire you usually see from the Gloucester Catholic side.
I agree, Shawn. I agree. Swinging and missing on a high fastball. Count 1-2 now to Ryan Doolittle. Eliason trying to work out of it here. And that's one thing. We're talking about pitchers warming up in the bullpen, et cetera, for Gloucester Catholic. But with the state tournament as well coming up, you don't want to just burn everybody either. To win a game that maybe is already out of hand. Shawn, is that maybe a philosophy?
It might. Eliason is. They still got some time here. The parochials always play a little bit later than the group, the sectionals, the public sectionals. So they have a week to get ready, and they'll have some fresh arms next week. Also, look at this week. I believe they only had one game on the schedule.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not even sure they played that game. So I think everyone's kind of fresh over there for Gloucester Catholic. Maybe a little rusty as well.
Possibly.
They were scheduled to play against Highland yesterday.
Doolittle slams one deep to left field, and it's gone. Grand slam home run for Ryan Doolittle. And Doolittle has done a lot to give Seneca a 9-run inning and a 10-0 lead. Wow.
Wow is right.
And Shawn, you talked about the wind, and I'm not taking anything away from Ryan Doolittle whatsoever. He just hit a ball over the fence for a grand slam home run. With the wind, as you mentioned, blowing out that way, and that ball just kept on carrying.
Yeah, you get it up in the jet stream today, it's gonna carry extremely well. I think they're gonna make a change here now.
Looks like there'll be a few changes for Gloucester Catholic. They will do so. We will take a break as well. Come back with more after this from Washington Township High School. 10-0 your score. Seneca leads it here in the Diamond Classic. Back here at Washington Township High School, Mike Shute, Shawn Leary. Diamond Classic quarterfinals. Seneca High School pouring it on 10-0 here, top of the third. They've plated 9 runs in this third inning. New pitcher for Gloucester Catholic, Dan Marcellus. He is greeted with the ball hit high and deep. Is it fair or foul? Fair ball, home run. Another one for Seneca, Ryan Brecco. So Doolittle, Brecco go back-to-back grand slam solo. 11-0 Seneca.
Folks, you're seeing two of the best hitters in South Jersey, back-to-back with Doolittle and Brecco. Both these guys with big, strong kids. Get them arms extended now over the plate, and they can pull one down the line as Brecco just did. I didn't even see where that ball went.
And I'll tell you what, the left fielder
didn't move.
Did not move. Vinny Damon did not move.
Vinny Damon just kind of.
Although he knows a thing or two about hitting balls high and deep.
Yeah, he probably knows what they look like, but he usually sees them from the plate.
Exactly. Breaking ball over for a called strike there to Dan Williams, the shortstop.
Yeah, balls hit hard. When the left fielder just doesn't even take the hand off the hip. He didn't even look around and turn to see where it went to.
Another breaking ball. Williams smokes it down the left field line. Damon tracking it down there as it clanks against the fence. And sliding in safely at second is Dan Williams with a double. Seneca, red hot bats for the Golden Eagles today.
Gloucester Catholic fans got to be wondering,
yeah,
where's our team?
It's been a long time, I'm sure, since
Who are
they've seen
these
something
guys?
like this. It'll bring to the plate number 5, Mark Riches. Riches was hit by a pitch earlier this inning. Also popped out to second back in the first. Seneca trying to see if he can keep the hit parade going. And this one hits sharply up the middle for a base hit. Williams hits the bag at third. He's headed for home. He will score easily without a throw. So another run for Seneca. And it's now a 12-0 lead. And we'll have a courtesy runner for Mark Riches over there at first base.
Now batting, number 4, Ryan
As the
Milligan.
catcher takes a seat. Courtesy runner in at first, and it brings to the plate Ryan Milligan.
They gave them extra outs earlier in this inning, and
Yeah.
Seneca's made them pay.
A couple of errors. Marcel's next pitch over, first pitch to Milligan over for a called strike. Milligan has a double and a strikeout today, 1 for 2. Swings and misses, 0-2 now the count. And Milligan, the only player on the Seneca roster not to score a run today, Shawn. I'm sure he's glad
Having a bad day.
I pointed that out to him.
He's still, you get the double earlier on. He did get the strikeout, only strikeout from Eliason.
That pitch in the dirt. And I'm not saying it in a derogatory fashion to Milligan, but just pointing out that Seneca's putting on an offensive show, basically. That's my point, Shawn. That's all I'm trying to say. Fastball lifted, foul down the first baseline. Don't know if anybody's going to get it as it's curling away, and it does land along that first baseline. A lot of room down the line, both lines really, but a lot more down the first baseline here at Washington Township High School. Not a lot behind the plate, really, but a lot down in those corners. And I think at one time here, back a ways, there was no fence down there in that corner along the baseline, running parallel to the baseline, so balls would rattle around underneath those bleachers over there. Milligan lifts another one up along the first baseline. First baseman squeezes it. Mergliano retires Milligan. That'll do it, but Seneca explosive here in the third. 11 runs on a whole bunch of hits, a couple errors in there as well. And Seneca with a 12-0 lead as we head towards the bottom half of the third. And Shawn, as you said, errors kind of the undoing there. You had a wild pitch allowed to run to score. You had a hit batter, a couple of errors, but no denying that Seneca hit the ball around the park as well that inning.
Well, yeah, you hurt yourself, and then Seneca does a good job of finishing you off. It's like it's like you leave your guard down in boxing, and you leave your guard down, you're going to get hit. And that time, Seneca with a couple of knockout blows.
Seneca sent 15 batters to the plate there in the top half of the third. And Seneca, this is an interesting program, Shawn. Only their second year as a varsity program. They were tremendously successful last year, and this year doing it again.
That's right, they broke off from that Shawnee
Right.
district. And
They're the newest school in that district.
real good athletes. Shawnee, I'm sure, wasn't happy to lose some of them guys.
But still, to think, in just 2 years, they just stepped right in and they're playing at a extremely high level.
In a lot of different sports. I know golf, they're one of the best teams in golf in South Jersey as well. But they just, the athletes were there. It doesn't matter. When you get athletes like Doolittle and Brecco, and you got Williams, and a lot of these guys coming in, just real good athletes, real good baseball players. It was tough for Shawnee to lose guys like that, but got them on the Seneca team now, and Seneca moving up from Group 2 to Group 3 this year. Last year, they're Group 2 with West Deptford. This year, they become a Group 3 school. So it opens things up for West Deptford a little bit in Group 2 as they won't have to face this team. And I think that's kind of upsetting to them a little bit because, you want to face as good a competition as you can. And losing Seneca to Group 3, you don't get that real nice rivalry that looked like it maybe had a chance to start developing there.
3-1 the count to Dan Mayo as he's trying to get something started for Gloucester Catholic. The Rams, maybe the most noise I've heard from the dugout today so far. So
well,
they kind of woke up, but who
I
knows?
saw Dennis Barth was pretty animated over there in the huddle with that group when they came in. Now, I can't help but wonder to say, let's start making some noise. This isn't the way we play.
Fastball. Mayo stays alive, 3-2 the count. Ryan Doolittle has allowed just 2 hits so far after going through the order once, the Gloucester Catholic order. Bottom half of the third, I should say. Seneca leading at 12-0. Shawn, now, how does this affect Ryan Doolittle coming back out on the mound after such a layoff there?
I'm not sure if it does or not. I mean, we'll say. I guess maybe it does.
As he walks the first
He walks the first guy. And that's a cardinal sin there when you have a big lead. You get the 10-run mercy rule coming around the corner,
and
you walk the first guy up at the plate with the heart of the order coming up.
And that's after 5 innings, right, Shawn? Or is that 4?
After 5, I still have that. In fact, that's what Bueno was able to do earlier today against Vineland, was 10-run him in 5 innings.
Matt Blackburn at the plate. Blackburn now playing second base. Pickoff attempt, diving back safely is Mayo. And, that's one thing Gloucester Catholic base runners do not want to do at this stage of the game, is sloppy on the base pass. Getting picked off is really going to be something that you're going to have to hang your head about if that happens. Doolittle gets this one over for a called strike to Matt Blackburn. Blackburn singled back in the first. Bottom half of the third. Seneca up 12-0. And Doolittle caught Blackburn off balance there, got him swinging. 1 down here in the top half of the third.
Now batting number 34.
The second strikeout of the ball game for Ryan Doolittle. Doolittle also has 1 walk thus far. 2 walks. Vinny Damon, the left fielder for Gloucester Catholic, takes that one low for a ball. Ball gets away from the catcher, throw down to second, not in time. Now it goes into center field, and a throw to third, not in time as well. So Mayo scoots around the base paths there as Seneca maybe a little lackadaisical with the baseball, Shawn.
Yeah, that ball's just going to scoot through, and you're right, probably a little bit lackadaisical, both second and the short. I mean, especially, I think it was the second baseman actually backing up the short. And kind of a little lazy going after that ball, gets through him. And just good hustle by Mayo, too, not quitting. That's one of the things that Barth probably said inside that huddle was, let's not just quit this game. Let's push and try to battle back.
Count now 2-0 to Damon. Damon, 7 home runs this year for the Rams. He walked earlier today. Doolittle, fastball.
That's a healthy cut. You see Damon with the local home run leader for our area. Vinny Damon with the 7. Then you got a couple 5s in there.
Doolittle hitting his 5th today. Brecco as well.
Miller and Lilly of Gateway have pretty good seasons, so you see Corrado also on that list. Alex Dawsey with 5 as well from West Deptford.
Ball hit up and out of play behind home plate. Damon hangs in there. Runner at third, 1 out. Vinny Damon, the batter. Ryan Doolittle looks in, misses high for a ball.
He got that ball up too far, too. That hook, you want to probably throw that curve and get it low for Damon to chase.
Doolittle looks in again. Fastball over. Called strike 3 as he got the inside corner, retiring Damon. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Doolittle.
Now batting number 33.
2 down, brings to the plate Anthony Mergliano, the first baseman. Mergliano fouled out to the Seneca first baseman, Dan Gravit, his first time up.
So you probably want to start him off with a curve here because Mergliano is going to want to crush his first ball fastball if he can. He taking a little frustrations out of it to making a couple of errors.
And as I continue to butcher names from Seneca, it's Dan Grovat, I've been told.
Grovat?
My apologies. Grovat. It's always good to have, fans that know the names at least. That helps, as long as somebody knows.
Especially if it's Mrs. Grovat.
Exactly. Next pitch to Mergliano. Fastball. Swing and a miss. Doolittle now working from the windup as he was from the stretch earlier with the runner on third. Now he goes to the windup. Count full to Mergliano. Swing and a miss, Mergliano. Pardon me, 3 and now the count full to Mergliano. Doolittle shaking off a couple of signs there. Mergliano steps out, impatient. Fastball hit to right center field for a single. That'll score Mayo. Gloucester Catholic now on the board as it is a 12-1 ball game on the RBI for Mergliano.
Nice job by Mergliano to punch that one through, and that was a solidly hit ball on the big first baseman. Now Anuski with the chance maybe to push one out, keep this game within that 10-run limit.
Anuski loops that pitch foul down the first base line into those bleachers down there along the football field.
Starting to cloud up a little bit.
Yeah, sun ducked behind the clouds. Next pitch misses, over for a called strike.
He dropped that one in there. Nice pitch by Doolittle. He's got a nasty curve. We saw that earlier from Eliason, who has a real good curve as well. Doolittle not an overpowering pitcher. If he's hitting 87, he's probably topping off right around there.
Anuski hits this one sharply towards second, picked up by Carty over to Grovat for the out. That'll do it. Gloucester Catholic does get a run though, and it is now 12-1. The Golden Eagles of Seneca lead it. We'll step away and come back with more after this on Comcast Cable Channel 5. Stay with us. Back here at Washington Township High School, Mike Shute and Shawn Leary bringing you high school baseball action, the Diamond Classic quarterfinals. The Seneca Golden Eagles lead it by a score of 12-1 here in the top half of the fourth. Leading off this fourth inning for Seneca, Vern Powell. Powell, the third baseman, popped out on a bunt, also reached on an error, scored a run, lifts this one foul and out of play to start the fourth. Seneca with an 11-run third inning has blown this game wide open. Gloucester Catholic answered with 1 run in the bottom of the third. That's where we stand at 12-1. This one lifted foul down the first baseline, not quite out of play. Mergliano dives though and cannot get it. And Powell behind in the count, 0-2 quickly. Dan Marcellus on the mound for Gloucester Catholic took over in the third for starter Mike Eliason, who went 2 2/3 for the Rams. That pitch misses for a ball. And the count 1-2 now. Powell pops this one up in the infield, coming on his Blackburn from deep at second base and makes the play, hands the ball back to Marcellus for the first out.
Now batting for Seneca, number 15, Sam Pepper.
And joining us here alongside the batting cage at home plate from the Gloucester County Times, Scott Chapelier, baseball writer extraordinaire in Gloucester County. Scott, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
I know you've been at it at the Gloucester County Times for quite some time. What's the, to see something, you don't see this happen too often when you're talking about a Gloucester Catholic team. That's
No,
for sure.
definitely not. I mean, I was just up in the stands talking to Shawn McKenna, the West Deptford head coach who went to Gloucester Catholic, and I asked him, I said, when was the last time you saw Gloucester Catholic give up 10 unearned runs in a game, much less in one inning? And he said, not as far as I can remember. So it's amazing to see. And, I guess in high school baseball, anything can happen. But, all it takes is one little play like that, a pass ball, then an error, and the floodgates open.
This ball popped foul out of play. Sam Pepper, the batter, he has 2 singles, a couple of RBIs, and scored a run as well for Seneca in this ballgame. And as we mentioned, 8 of the 9 batters for Seneca have scored in this one. That one over for a called strike. 2-2 the count. Interesting, Marcellus working from the stretch here with nobody aboard.
I'm guessing he usually works out of the pen. He probably doesn't get a lot of starting work, so maybe he's just used to throwing that way.
That one misses.
That's a good point, chaps, because he doesn't come out and start off, and if you come into a games like, and that's the way you feel, you're more comfortable in that position. There's nothing saying that you got to go from the windup. This is your first impression of Seneca? Have you seen Seneca already this year?
I have not seen them yet this year. I saw them last year in the playoffs. It's basically the same team from last year. They're a team that can explode like they did in that third inning, but at the same time, I think they're more a team that relies on pitching and defense, and will score their runs when they need to win games.
I guess then you're impressed with Brecco and Doolittle, 2 guys who are Division I guys, and a lot of power in this.
I never thought Doolittle's hit was going to clear the fence. I thought it was going to be off the fence.
Yeah,
and when it got over the fence, Brecco's was definite. The left fielder didn't even move. So
do you have a West Deptford score? Do we know what happened with the West Deptford team?
Yeah, they were actually down 4-1 to Moorestown. They rallied after a throwing error and won 8-4. So they're in the semifinals tomorrow.
Kevin Carty, the batter for Seneca, 1 for 2 today with a single and a run scored. Takes that one low for a ball.
We just want to repeat this, that you're seeing this game after the fact of the Diamond Classic, what we expect to be the championship game, barring any rain on Sunday.
Carty hits this one sharply down the left field line. That'll go for extra bases. Wheeling his way to third is Sam Pepper, and he's going to score. Ran through the stop sign, actually, but comes around and scores safely as Carty rolls into second with an RBI double. And Pepper was coming hard, and there was a little bobble out there, and that kind of gave him the chance to score, but he did run through the stop sign, and it was funny watching Coach Lafferty there at third base, because after he ran through, he just put his hands down and just went, oh, no. Did you guys notice that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was just getting to third base when the left fielder was getting to the ball, and the third base coach had already thrown his hands up. But I guess he saw something, and the left fielder did bobble the ball. He never stopped.
He wanted to hold the pepper, I guess. All right, it was lame, but
it's speechless after that. Brings to the plate Dan Gravatt, who's having a good day. Scored a couple of runs, as a triple, 1 for 3 actually, but it's been aboard twice as he reached on an error as well. So the lead goes back to 12, 13-1 now, as Pepper scores on the RBI double by Kevin Carty.
We used Hold the Mayo last time we had Gloucester Catholic, so we could throw it in there.
Gravatt hits a trickler towards short. Eliason knows he doesn't have a play, fakes the throw, sees if he can get the runner at third, maybe rounding, and does not, but an infield single for Gravatt. So it puts runners at first and third again for Seneca. As when it's going good, it's going good. I mean, that's an example right there.
When you see something like that, you just got to feel like it's Seneca's day, and Gloucester Catholic almost seems snake bit today with some of the strange plays that have just killed them today.
I don't know if you noticed this, and I think we both noticed it here, is Gloucester Catholic didn't seem like they came into the game with a whole lot of fire that's usually seen from the team. Wasn't a whole lot of chatter over there. Fans seemed kind of quiet.
Ryan Doolittle continuing his great day, hitting one into the left center field gap. 2 runs are going to score there. Doolittle will hold up at second with his second double of the ball game. So 2 doubles and a grand slam home run for Doolittle. 6 RBIs, and it is now a 15-1 lead for Seneca.
As great a pitcher as he is, he's definitely quite a hitter too. And,
That's what I was talking to Sam Pepper's dad before the game. He said everyone's been talking about Doolittle's arm in the newspapers and stuff, but he's on fire with the bat. He's hitting, I think, over 500, and he hasn't hurt that average today at all.
No.
And it takes something to not hurt a 500 average. I mean, you've got to have a couple hits a game. Ryan Brecko, the batter. Brecko also has a home run and a double, 2 for 3 so far. A couple of runs scored as well, and 2 RBIs. Brecko hits one deep to center. That's going to stay in the ballpark, though, as Mayo gets it. Tagging on the play is the courtesy runner for Doolittle. Actually, that's still Doolittle out there.
No, I think a courtesy.
No, it is the courtesy runner for Doolittle.
That's
We're talking for number 11, Matt Giberson.
I think it's Giberson. Yeah.
He moves up to third. And with 2 outs,
Now batting number 13.
it'll bring to the plate Dan Williams. Certainly a name you can't mess up, Dan Williams.
You know, you were talking earlier about how they didn't seem to have a lot of fire coming out. I mean, Gloucester Catholic is never like a real big rah-rah.
Yeah, they're not loud. Like
they're very businesslike, and there's kind of a fine line between being businesslike and being lackadaisical or being, you know, maybe a little off. And you know, I thought it was businesslike when they came out to start, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something else.
You usually see a certain crispness and intensity from a Gloucester Catholic team that didn't maybe seem there today when they warmed up. It just didn't, you know.
Yeah, but you hear them sometimes a little bit. I mean, they'll be encouraging each. They're not like a Woodstown or anything like that. That's just going to be a constant noise machine, like where it's just mind-numbing almost, the amount of noise they make. But Gloucester Catholic, usually you see a little bit of like, you know, some chatters. Everything goes flying off our table. A little gust of wind. Picked up. We got brackets all over the fence and everything.
That's what I get for reaching over to grab a glass of water.
It's the second time I almost lost my seeds. There you go. That's one we needed too.
Yeah, we're
going to retrieve all our brackets.
That pitch over for a called strike. Count now runs full, I believe, to Dan Williams. Everything's all messed up now, Shawn. It's all out of order. We'll figure it out. This one hits sharply to left. It's going to get off the fence. Another run will score, and it'll be a double for Dan Williams. His second double of the game, third hit of the game. Now a 16-1 lead for Seneca.
Now batting number 5, Mark Bridges.
I think maybe that's something else that's a difference in this game today is that you know, normally you'll see teams hit Gloucester Catholic, but they won't get a lot of extra base hits. This team is hitting balls to the gap, to the fence, over the fence, and they're really getting good swings against these pitchers.
And now a balk has been called against Marcellus, so that'll move Williams to third base with 2 outs. We've seen just about everything today. Over for a called strike to Mark Riches. Riches 1 for 2 today. He was singled with an RBI in the third, hit by a pitch, and scored a run in the second, popped out in the first. That one misses low for a ball. Count even at 1-1. And I guess we'll maybe take a look, a little bit of a look into the future as this game, as this inning wears on, as we're joined by Gloucester County Times' Scott Chapelier, Mike Shute along with Shawn Leary as well, bringing you this Diamond Classic quarterfinal game on Comcast Channel 5. Seneca up 16-1. 2 outs here, top half of the fourth. Mark Riches, the batter. That one misses low for a ball. Count now 3-1 to Riches. Riches, the Seneca catcher. This ball hit in the hole to left field, another base hit. The 17th hit of the game for Seneca as Riches picks up another RBI. Scoring Dan Williams from third. 17-1 your score. And for the second inning in a row, Seneca has batted around. And we've got a timeout here. As Gloucester Catholic's going to make a couple of changes. Marcellus is done for the day. We'll have a new pitcher stepping on for Gloucester Catholic. That will be number 42 for the Rams, John O'Hara. So O'Hara will take over the pitching duties as Marcellus pitches 1 inning officially. O'Hara will take over. And guys, while we have an opportunity, let's take a look. I mean, we talked about, the postseason, and Shawn was saying, about pitching, and I brought the question, Scott, up that, as the game got out of hand a little bit, does Gloucester Catholic use a lot of pitchers? Do they not? Of course, Shawn mentioned, hey, they've had a layoff for a while. They've only played 1 game in the past week, and the tournament doesn't start until May 30th. So they've got some time to get arms rested, players rested.
Right. And, they've played a lot of games. I think they've only got 1 division game left on their schedule, so they don't have a lot of games between now and the playoffs. So I don't think that's a huge factor today just because they have so few games between now and May 30th, and because of the limited non-public brackets, they play so late. I don't think it'll be a huge factor. I mean, you saw them leave Eliason in, tried to get him out of that inning before they finally substituted for him. So, now that O'Hara's in, O'Hara's a pretty decent reliever for them. So, I don't think that'll play a big factor in their decision-making through the rest of this game anyway.
It'll bring to the plate Ryan Milligan. Milligan, the right fielder, takes a called strike from the new pitcher, John O'Hara. Ooh, fastball, hit him in the head. Hit Milligan in the head. Fastball, and that hit square off the helmet. Milligan is down. And that's also not something you want to see happen. Injuries, regardless of the injury, whether it's hit with a pitch or whatever, in this type of game now for either team, as both teams, of course, are looking ahead to state tournament play.
And obviously, Seneca will have at least 1 more game on Sunday, hopefully 2 for them to get into the finals of the Diamond. So, they can't afford to have something like this happen.
And we're going to take a look at. Wow, he's hit on. Looks like the front left side of the helmet. He tried to duck out of the way out of it.
And obviously, the best thing for him is that it did catch the helmet flush. It didn't glance off the helmet, hit him, anywhere in the face or the head. So, the helmets have been redesigned, it seems, over the last couple of years. You're seeing some new batting helmet designs that hopefully are providing batters better protection these days.
Sounds like Milligan, though, will be coming out of this game. They're going to call on Wes Brogdon. Number 6 will come in and pinch run, and I believe he will probably stay in the game and replace Milligan. Yeah, Wes Brogdon comes out, number 6. He will pinch run at first base and probably stay in this ball game for Seneca. So the Golden Eagles have runners at first and second now with 2 outs, and it brings to the plate Vern Powell. Pardon me, actually we'll have a substitute here as Seneca making a few changes. It'll be number 20, Zeke Sprague, will bat for Vern Powell.
that incident right there might have been an impetus for him to start making some substitutions at this point.
Absolutely.
Number 20.
That's kind of was my thinking there as that happened. So Zeke Sprague will step to the plate, his first appearance of this ball game. And we've got the pinch runner at second, number 6, Wes Brogdon. First pitch over for a called strike to Sprague. The 10th batter of the inning for Seneca after they sent 15 to the plate in the third. Fastball hit in the hole between third and short, scooped up over there by Anuski. Short hops the throw, but it's picked up nicely by Mergliana to retire Sprague, but not before Seneca tacks on 5 more runs and gives themselves a 17-1 lead here at Washington Township High School. We'll step away and come back with more after this on Comcast Cable Channel 5. Back here at Washington Township High School, Mike Shute, Shawn Leary, also joined by Gloucester County Times' Scott Chapelier. Seneca, with a 5-run top of the 4th, has taken a 17-1 lead in this ballgame. Mike Eliason, the starting pitcher for Gloucester Catholic, leads this one off here in the bottom half of the 4th for the Rams. Takes that pitch low and away for a ball. Gloucester Catholic with just 3 hits this afternoon. Seneca, I think, with 17, 18 now.
17.
New pitcher, by the way, in for Seneca is Ryan Brecco, replaces Doolittle. And we'll try and get the rest of the defensive changes for you as soon as we can for Seneca, as they've moved a few players around out there. That pitch over for a called strike. But while we have Scott Chapelier with us from the Gloucester County Times, we'd also like to talk a little bit about the upcoming state tournament. And Scott, you've got Gloucester Catholic seated number 2 in the Group B section.
Mm-hmm.
They will start off with Mater Dei, the 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any looking ahead at that yet, and what maybe we can expect in Group B?
Generally, I think as a general rule, you see the teams from South Jersey, the non-public schools from South Jersey. I think as a general rule, play stronger conference schedules, stronger out-of-conference games in preparation for the postseason. St. Rose is an exception to that. St. Rose won the group last year, beat Bishop Eustace in the final, if I remember correctly, and maybe it being the top seed, may provide some competition, but I think you'll see maybe Eustace and Catholic in the semifinals, and then the winner of that game probably against St. Rose in the championship.
Nick Corrado, the batter for Gloucester Catholic, he's 1 for 1 today with a single back in the 2nd. 5 home runs on the year for the Gloucester Catholic catcher. That pitch misses high for a ball. How does speaking to both of you guys, a game like this, I mean, obviously Gloucester Catholic right now behind, and should it wind up this way, does it affect them one way or the other as they head into the postseason? If they do wind up losing by this margin, or is it the thing they could shake off?
As a general rule, Gloucester Catholic teams, Dennis Barth coach teams, are teams that, generally don't think, about one game when the next game arrives. They very much are a team that looks ahead, doesn't dwell on the past. This is going to be their first loss to a team from South Jersey. They lost twice out in Las Vegas at their tournament that they went to earlier, and they lost to Immaculata from North Jersey. But I don't think that'll really affect them. I mean, obviously, they wanted to go undefeated in South Jersey, but I think because it's such a blowout, I think it's something that they could recover from more quickly than maybe if it was a more devastating, last-minute loss.
And I guess with so much time between now, that also probably plays into it as well.
Mm-hmm. Right, because I don't. They've already clinched the division. I don't think they're really worried about what they have left, of the regular season. I think they're much more focused on looking ahead to the postseason right now. So.
Is that almost too long of a layoff, though? I mean, you're looking at one regular season game, which is meaningless, and then you're going to May 30th for their next tournament game.
Well, the one problem that I see with it is what you're seeing maybe from this team right now is
as Corrado
the
goes
fact
down on
that
strikes.
maybe they came into this little stale. We had them on the schedule playing Highland, but I don't think we even got that score, so we're not sure if they actually played the game.
Not that we know of, but
regardless, they seem like they're a little stale. And the one thing that would concern me, if you have nothing to play for, and you have the division wrapped up a little bit, especially this is an inexperienced team, you just want to hope that they don't get complacent and not be playing good aggressive baseball, kind of looking forward to that, because then you're not playing your best ball going into the tournament.
Right, and not only that, it's very hard to stay sharp when your only competition at the time is yourself. And, you hear coaches complain all the time about how weather, forces 4-game weeks during the season when the rainouts and that kind of thing. But at the same time, if you have one game over the span of 10 days or something like that, coaches hate that sort of thing. And sometimes they'll even go out and try and find games to try and keep their team sharper in preparation for the postseason. So,
looks like they did not play that game yesterday against Highland either, by the way. It was Kingsway played Highland yesterday. So they probably haven't played in at least a week, right?
Probably so. Yeah, no, they haven't played since the Diamond last week, as far as I know.
Right.
So,
DJ Robinson, the batter, the DH, reached base on a fielder's choice his first time up. 1 out, 1 aboard for Gloucester Catholic here, trailing those 17-1, so they'll need to get quite a few more aboard. Robinson maybe thought that was a ball, but takes the first strike. Count runs full.
Are we seriously in the 4th inning still?
Yes. Bottom of the 4th.
I feel like we're in the 14th inning.
I know.
I'm not sure it's still Saturday.
And I'm guessing just looking at this, I mean, I'm sure that Dave Lafferty, Seneca head coach, wanted to give Doolittle a break on his arm, knowing they have 2 games tomorrow. Maybe he can come on and pitch in relief tomorrow on Sunday. But I'm sure that when he brought Brecco in with a 16-run lead, he wanted him to throw more strikes. I mean, he's gone full count 3 straight hitters since he came in, and I'm sure that Dave would love to see him just throw one over the plate, let his defense try and get him out of this inning.
Jim Shule, the batter, the right fielder, struck out his first time up. 1 of 3 strikeout victims on the day for Doolittle. Doolittle, who did a fine job on the mound, also, of course, at the plate. That pitch misses high for a ball. Count now 2-0 to Shule. That fastball's over for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Scott, maybe when we get a chance, we could talk a little bit about some of the other teams in the Comcast Channel 5 viewing area and their prospects for the postseason as well. Of course, this Seneca team will be playing in Group 3, and I don't know that, Delsey's the only team somewhat in the Channel 5 viewing area. Other than that, though, we don't have any teams to speak of, but certainly Seneca looks like a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I wasn't sure coming in. I didn't know what Morristown's record was. I thought Seneca might still have enough to get the 1 seed. As a 2 seed, though, I think it may almost be better for them because they don't have that first round bye. They can just step right in and start playing and get their feet wet. Having Delsey, the defending South Jersey Group 3 champs, on the same side of the bracket, I don't know how much that helps or hurts them. I mean, I think it certainly hurts Delsey's chances, but. Delsey actually right now is playing over at Deptford High School in the other Diamond Classic quarterfinal. And last we heard it was 5-5 against Bishop Eustace, so it sounded like they were having a barn burner over there. But, Delsey, has a great starting pitcher, Jonathan Lopez, lefty, who's pitched lights out this season. has something like a 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
We saw him last year on Channel 5. He was a nice-looking pitcher, really controlled the game extremely well.
He may
Spotted.
be even better this year than last year. He has pitched amazingly well. He had one bad outing against Mainland, but has been great other than that. Pitched really well last weekend against Woodstown in the first round of the Diamond. He will be the key. I think they'll go about as far as he takes them.
Shule grounds out to the first baseman, Dan Gravatt, who just knocks it down and steps on the bag to get the second out. 2 down, 2 aboard. Runners at second and third now for Gloucester Catholic. Brings to the plate Dan Mayo, his third appearance of the day.
One of Seneca's. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
0 for 1 officially for Mayo. Reached on a walk and scored the Gloucester Catholic lone run of the day.
One of Seneca's quality wins this year has come to that number 1 seed, Moorestown.
Mm-hmm. So,
and 2 of their 3 losses to Bishop Eustace. So, 2 of their 4 losses, to Bishop Eustace. So,
I think they're very glad not to have to see them again. I don't think anybody necessarily wants to see Bishop Eustace. The teams know they have to in group non-public B, but I don't think anybody wants to see them. And, if it is Seneca and Moorestown in the final, the fact that Seneca's already beaten them once may be a big factor. They have the confidence that they've already beaten them. They say when you beat a team twice during a season, it's hard to beat them a third time if you see them in the playoffs. But one time, you can beat them a second time. So
that pitch over for a called strike as well. So 0-2 the count to Dan Mayo. South Jersey Group 1 will have the Diamond Classic winner from last year, Pennsville, in it. Gloucester as well. Pittman playing in that section also.
And, the feel-good story out of the group absolutely has to be the Salem Rams, coming from not having made the playoffs in 10 years to qualifying and being the top seed in Group 1.
Dan Mayo fouls out along the first base line to the first baseman, Dan Gravatt. We will take a break as well. It's Seneca 17, Gloucester Catholic 1. Back with more after this on Comcast Channel 5. Back at Washington Township High School, Diamond Classic quarterfinals. Mike Shute, Shawn, Leary, also joined by Gloucester County Times Scott Chapelier. First pitch swinging is Sam Pepper, who lifts a foul out down the third base line, squeezed down there by actually, I don't think Vern Powell, no, pardon me, by Andrew Anuski. Vern Powell's the third baseman for Seneca. I'll get it all straightened out eventually, but this game might be over by that time when that occurs. Anuski with the squeeze, so that's one quick out here in the top half of the 5th. Of course, the 10-run rule looming, gentlemen, as well. So Gloucester Catholic really needs to get the bats moving in the bottom of this inning, as well as it's very important for them to prevent Seneca from scoring any more runs.
And that was the big thing is, they scored the run in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 12-1. They needed to come out in the top of the 4th and hold Seneca in check. The only way you can come back is if you keep the other team from building on that lead. And, to give up 5 the next inning, that pretty much kills your chances.
Over for a called strike to Kevin Carty. He's got a double and a single, scored a couple of runs, has an RBI as well. John O'Hara is the pitcher for Gloucester Catholic. Gets the strikeout there, but the pitch gets away from the catcher, whose throw cannot be picked down there at first base by Mergliano. So Kevin Carty aboard as he hustles his way down to first base.
Now batting.
So just one out. It brings to the plate Dan Gravatt. Gravatt's 5th plate appearance of the game, gentlemen. So the 5th inning, Seneca's back at the top of the order for the 5th at bat of the ball game. Gravatt swings through that one. As O'Hara with a good fastball there puts him behind the count 0-1. Looking elsewhere, we were talking South Jersey sectionals, Group 2. You've got, of course, the number 1 seed, West Deptford, and they've been playing very well.
Yes, that's probably an understatement. They came back to win against Moorestown. They'll be playing in the Diamond Classic semis on Sunday. It's really nice to see. Shawn McKenna, the coach there, has done a great job in building that program up over the last few years. The kids have really bought into his system, and he's brought in some great assistant coaches around him who got the pitching working, the hitting, defense. I mean, pretty much everything is working for that team. You've got to figure there, especially with Seneca moving up to Group 3, they've got to be the clear-cut favorite in Group 2. You like to see Woodstown. Woodstown, generally is a tough team in the playoffs. I don't know how deep they are and whether they have enough depth, especially in the pitching department, to be able to carry them.
I guess an interesting
far.
team looking in Group 2 is that Pennsauken Tech is the number 2 seed.
At
least unofficially.
I was more than a little surprised to see that. The interesting thing is I was talking to someone who thought that number 2 seed may have been based on an incorrect record at the cutoff date. So I've heard there's potential for reseeding in Group 2. I don't know if that's the case. It could move Woodstown up to a 2 seed.
On the checking the IAA website today, there were no changes to that particular group, so it looks like that's intact. And they
right,
are the number 2
I
seed,
checked
which
last
I just
night,
found really strange. For lack of a better word.
It is strange. I mean, it's tough to gauge how tough those Burlington County League teams are. Some of those divisions aren't the strongest. Riverside in Group 1 is a team that generally comes out and gives you a battle every time out. But other than that, I mean, you don't really know a lot about some of those teams up that way, and you got to kind of wonder just how strong a schedule they played and whether they're really prepared for some of the teams they could see, especially in Group 2.
Ryan Doolittle, the batter. Doolittle 3 for 3 today. A couple of doubles, and of course the big grand slam home run that broke this game open. He also walked and scored a run.
You mentioned West Deptford, Scott, and about Shawn McKenna, what a great job he has done there. And you're exactly right about that. But that feeder program there has really improved as well.
Oh yeah.
So you have that whole entire West Deptford baseball organization going from Little League up to the high school level. Probably one of the most improved in South Jersey over the last 5-10 years.
Doolittle hits another gapper out to the left center field fence just under the 355 sign, and Doolittle will roll into second with his 3rd double of the afternoon. Quite a ball game for Ryan Doolittle. An impressive outing on the mound, and he's really done it with the bat as well, gentlemen.
Well, you got to be happy with 10 bases, 7 RBIs. That's not a bad day for anybody.
How many RBIs?
7 RBIs.
7 RBIs. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
I think our producer, director, Stan Ritter, he may have him on his fantasy team.
Hitting for number 9, Rich Steve. No, Chris.
Or maybe he wishes he did.
I think
have a
that may
pinch
be
hitter
a
for
touchy
Brecko.
subject with Stan, so
And of
I don't
course
know
we
if
had
I'd bring that up.
We had a courtesy runner as well. Oh no, I guess not now. Doolittle's no longer pitching. I'm so used to saying that earlier on. But number 9, pinch hitting for Brecko. Try and get that. This is Chris Devereaux pinch hitting for Ryan Brecko. So that means we will have a new pitcher in the bottom half of this inning for Seneca.
I think you brought up a good point. In pulling out Doolittle, you also get a chance to use him tomorrow, which I think is real important for this team. If West Deptford and Moorestown, they're battling back and forth, that really hurts West Deptford because I'm sure they had to use probably Hilt for as long as they could.
I believe Dulcie pitched today, if I remember correctly.
So they'll still have Hilt. Now, the West Deptford's in good shape where they have both those pitchers, Hilt and Dulcie.
Yeah, and Jake Rifkin has pitched pretty well for them
Right,
as their
and
number
Rifkin.
3. I believe he's 5-0.
Devereaux goes down on strikes to end the inning, but Seneca tacks on another run to make it an 18-1 lead here in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning. We can continue to have the little discussion here about the state tournament, though, and some of the local teams. Looking at, I guess, looking ahead at group. Well, we talked a little Group 3 already, as we mentioned Seneca. We mentioned Delsey. We talked about Group 1. We were talking Group 2, talking West Deptford. And I guess the one thing with them, and you mentioned Coach McKenna there at West Deptford, coming from, as he played in high school at the Gloucester Catholic program, Do you see any similarities from your standpoint between the Gloucester Catholic and West Deptford programs?
I think you do, and obviously it's very tough for a public school like West Deptford to duplicate what Gloucester Catholic does, but, they have a surprising amount of pitching depth. They have solid bats pretty much up throughout the lineup. Their 9-hole hitter could easily be a leadoff hitter for them, but he helps turn the lineup over. They play pretty solid defense. There are some very striking similarities between the programs.
What about just in the way that they're not necessarily put together, but the style of play, the way they go after it?
Well, one of the things I think both teams do is they're going to hit the fastball. They're going to make you throw the fastball and hit it well. They're going to get their chances, go deep in the count, and then try to turn on a fastball. And they hit it extremely well. And that's not saying they can't hit the curve. It's just, they look for that fastball, and they want to knock the cover off it. And I think both teams do that pretty well.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think that they're aggressive yet patient at the plate. They'll take the walk if you give it to them, but if you throw it out over the plate, they're gonna hit it hard somewhere.
And Ryan Brecka re-enters the game back on the mound for Seneca, so gets the strikeout there as Matt Blackburn goes down looking, striking out for the second time today. 1 for 3 is Blackburn now. Brings to the plate Vinny Damon.
34, Vinny Damon.
Damon not really able to do any damage today. A walk and a strikeout in his 2 plate appearances so far. Bottom of the 5th, Seneca leading at 18-1. Gloucester Catholic needs to get 8 runs to keep this from being a 10-run, the 10-run rule taking effect.
And obviously, I mean, they're a team that is capable of something like that. You don't expect something like that, but and I think that's maybe why Lafferty left some of his starters in as long as he did, just because he knows what an explosive team Catholic can be and that they can come back on you at any time.
Ryan Doolittle is on the bench, however. I see him behind us talking alongside the dugout. He's done for the day, but a fantastic job by Doolittle on the mound as well as at the plate. And we talked about Scott before you joined us. We talked about him and his, he'll be headed to UNC Wilmington and playing in a pretty good baseball conference down there. Aside from what we've seen today and some of the players we've seen today, maybe a quick synopsis of the year in baseball in Gloucester County, as I believe is maybe our last baseball broadcast, at least our last scheduled baseball broadcast on Comcast Channel 5. Some of the top, maybe a couple of top names in South Jersey baseball this year, especially in Gloucester County. Yeah,
I think we mentioned Jonathan Lopez from Delsea before. He's really helped carry that team, especially the pitching staff. They've never had a ton of depth in pitching, and he's really been a huge factor for them. I believe 9-1 on the season coming into today. Damon's had a great year offensively.
As he singles there to left center field to keep things going for Gloucester Catholic.
He was struggling earlier in the year. Coach Barth was telling me earlier this year. They went out to Vegas for their tournament. During the tournament, Dennis talked to him, made a little adjustment on what he was doing at the plate. He hit a home run in their last game out there in Vegas, and he came back and went on a tear for the next couple of weeks, hit like 5 home runs over the course of 2 weeks. And he's really been a huge part of their offense.
What about Hilt? How's he stack up with Lopez?
Well,
Hilt's 9-0, right?
I believe he's 9-0.
Leads South Jersey and wins, if I'm not mistaken.
When you have an offense that's scoring 13 runs a game, it certainly helps you in the pitching department. It takes so much pressure off you, all those pitchers really, and it makes their life so much easier. The one thing that I've talked with their staff about and seen in the games that I've watched them play is their pitchers seem to maybe overthrow a little bit at times or something. Get a little wild. Their pitching staff's averaging about 5 walks per game.
Anthony Mergliano goes down on strikes. It brings to the plate Andrew Anufsky with 2 outs and a runner aboard for Gloucester Catholic here, bottom half of the 5th, trailing 18-1.
What about Giuliani? Is he still?
Giuliani's another guy that was struggling at the beginning of the year. They made an adjustment in his swing. He went on a tear. He's back up to about his usual numbers. I believe he has 5 home runs. He's around 35 RBIs. I believe he's leading the team in runs scored. It seems like such a natural talent out there. He's just got such a great swing. He's a switch hitter. Mostly hits from the left side, obviously, against the righties. You love watching him be able to take one of those nice moonshots over the scoreboard in right field over at Union Field. But another great one. And you can't really ignore Hilt's offense either, because Hilt just the other day set the school record for RBIs in the season. He's got 50 RBIs this season. It's,
did he also surpass the career record as well there, or no?
No, he'd never really driven in a lot of runs before. He didn't hit that high in the order. Shawn saw something in him early in the season. He was getting some clutch hits. They moved him up in the order to 5th. And he's just been an RBI machine for them. He's had a couple of 4 RBI games, a 6 RBI game.
Anuski draws the walk, puts runners at first and second, brings Mike Eliason to the plate. 0 for 1 officially with a walk today.
Scott, real quick, who's two names that you could give us, somebody in the county maybe that's not getting the attention and maybe they might deserve, that's having a nice year?
Well, Washington Township's had some struggles this year. They went through a little losing streak right before the cutoff date for the playoffs. They're a 9 seed in Group 4. But Dan Batteridge is having an amazing season for them offensively. I mean, he's a name that I think was there in the preseason, but maybe he's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit because they haven't been playing as well as they would like. But I think, he makes them a dangerous team come playoff time in Group 4. And, he seems to hit the ball hard every time he gets up to the plate.
Fastball hit sharply, but foul down the first base line as Eliason trying to keep things going.
I'm trying to think of somebody else out of the county. If you're talking playoff teams, in Group 1, Pittman's got a young guy by the name of Alex Zabrowski who has come on and pitched a couple of amazing games for them. He helped them beat Cherry Hill East the other day. Pitched a complete game in the semifinals of the Pittman Joe Lang Classic earlier this season to get them into the finals. When he's on the mound, he can beat just about anybody, and he's got a great bat at the plate. He had a 2-homer game last week, and he's somebody that could really help them get out of that half of their bracket and maybe get to the finals, because Gloucester, Pennsville, all on the other side of the bracket. So that could pave the way for them to have a chance to get to the final this year.
That ball chopped back foul towards us. As Eliason trying to hang in there, keep hope alive for Gloucester Catholic.
Scott, we want to thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem.
We're
It's my
about
pleasure.
Our last out here, I think.
He very well could be.
So
our thanks to Scott Chapelier of the Gloucester County Times as Eliason slaps a single to right field. Not coming around to score from second is Damon. The bases will be loaded. We will take a quick break, though, and come back with the remainder of this one right after this on Comcast Channel 5. Back with more after this. Back here at Washington Township High School, Mike Shute, Shawn Leary with you in the Diamond Classic quarterfinals. Seneca with an 18-1 lead here. Bottom half of the 5th, 2 outs. Nick Corrado, the batter, 5 home runs this year, 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout. Trying to keep things going for Gloucester Catholic. They have the bases loaded, 2 outs. Trying to scratch a couple runs across, more than a couple actually. They're trailing 18-1. They're going to need 8 this inning to keep this game going. Otherwise, the 10-run rule will take effect. Corrado takes that one for a ball.
it would be some comeback if they're able to scratch across, 16?
They've got to start with 7 at first, though, right? Or 8 first this inning?
Hey, just to keep it going.
Corrado thought he had drawn a walk there. Count now full, 3-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded here. Runners will be in motion with 2 outs. Corrado awaiting the pitch, and he hits one sharply to right, but right at Ryan Milligan out there in right field, who will make the catch. Actually, not Ryan Milligan. Milligan was replaced out there by Wes Brogdon, who makes the catch. That'll do it as Seneca wins it by a final score of 18-1, defeating the Gloucester Catholic Rams. Seneca moves on to the semifinals of the Diamond Classic. The semifinals held tomorrow.